Hi friends, my name is Tarun. I am going to discuss about the topic phasor diagrams without TF parameters under unity power factor. To explain this topic from basics, we need an ideal transformer. An ideal transformer has these assumptions: no copper loss, no iron loss, no leakage flux. Let us discuss the working of an ideal transformer briefly. Whenever a supply voltage V is fed to the primary side of the transformer, an alternating current passes through the inductor, which produces an alternating flux. Due to this alternating flux in the core, an EMF E1 and E2 is induced at the primary and secondary of the transformer respectively. This induced EMF E1 is due to self-inductance. This induced EMF E2 is due to mutual inductance. In reality, it is impossible to construct such a transformer. For our convenience, we will start with this ideal transformer and step-by-step approach we will move to an original transformer. Let's draw phasor diagram for this transformer. From our first assumption, no copper loss. This concludes that the windings, primary and secondary, acts like an inductor. All we know that when supply voltage V is given to an inductor, the current through the inductor leads the supply voltage by an angle 90 degrees. Since it is purely inductive, hence no copper loss, that is no ohmic loss, it is shifted by an angle 90 degrees. Also, last year we have discussed that the magnetic field intensity H is equals to Ni by L in an inductor, where I is the current through the inductor and N is the number of turns and L is the length of the inductor. Also, B is equals to mu H. It is not actually true always, but for our second assumption, B is equals to mu H. We take it as mu H. So, H is equals to B is equals to nu Ni by L. We know that flux phi is equals to BA. Hence, phi is equals to nu Ni by L into A. As area of cross section of the core is uniform throughout it, hence A is constant and L is constant, number of turns N is constant, and nu permeability is also constant. Therefore, flux is directly proportional to I. Hence, we can take as flux phi and I are in same phase. Let phi is equals to phi m sin omega t. Then, from our Faraday's law, EMF induced is equals to minus d phi by dt. By derivating phi, we'll get minus phi m omega cos omega t. This can be taken as phi m sin omega t minus 90. Similarly, T2 can also be written as phi m omega cos sin omega t minus 90. This is self-inductance, this is mutual inductance, EMF, which are lagged by 90 degrees with respect to flux phi. Let this be E1 and this be E2. Let's understand quickly about the assumptions in detail. First one, copper loss or ohmic loss or I square R loss. This is mainly due to resistance in the conductor. This is negligible when current through the conductor is small. Second one, core loss due to eddy currents and hysteresis. First one, eddy currents. In addition to the magnetic conductivity, core also allows electric conduction. Due to changes in the flux linkage, an EMF is induced in the core, which tends to produce a circulating eddy current in the core. This can be reduced by laminations, which breaks the flow of current. Hysteresis. Hysteresis is a curve drawn between external magnetic field and magnetic field inside the core, also called as BH curve. This loss is small when the curve is narrower, that is passing through origin. B is equals to mu H. If you remember, we used this equation B equals to mu H to draw phasor diagrams previously. B is equals to mu H. This can be minimized by using silicon steel. Leakage flux. It is not sure that flux generated by the inductor is completely linked with the core. Some flux may be leaked into the air. This can be reduced by interleaved and concentrated bindings. Let's discuss about a hypothetical transformer with losses but no magnetic leakage. Let's study this transformer under two cases, without load and with load. First one, under no load. Let I naught be the no load current drawn from the primary side of the transformer and secondary side is open circuited. As there is no output, input is directly converted into losses. Here, input is equals to losses, that is copper loss plus iron loss. As there is no output, no load current I naught is very small. It is almost equal to 1% of the full load current. So, copper loss is negligible as it is equals to I square R. Let's draw phasor diagram for this transformer under no load. Let D1 be the supply voltage and I naught be the no load current lead by an angle phi 1 This I naught can be divided into two components, IW and I mu. IW is called actual or working or iron loss component because it mainly supplies iron loss plus small quantity of copper loss. IW is equals to I naught cos phi dash. Similarly, I mu is called magnetizing current. It is responsible for generating flux phi in the core. So it is in the same phase of I mu. I mu is equals to I naught sin phi dash. Hence, I naught is equals to square root of IW square plus I mu square. As we have discussed earlier, EMF induced in the primary and secondary is perpendicular to the flux phi. Therefore, E1 and E2 is perpendicular to phi. This is the phasor diagram for this no load transformer. Let's understand a hypothetical transformer under resistive load. Let I naught be the alternative current drawn from the supply voltage V1, which produces a flux phi naught in the core, which induces an EMF E1 and E2 at the primary and secondary of the transformer. As the secondary of the transformer is closed by a resistive load, it draws a current I2 which decreases the main flux. So I2 is called demagnetizing current. This decreased flux decreases the EMF induced at the primary. As the EMF induced is low, it takes an extra current I2 dash to increase the EMF E1 by increasing the flux phi1 dash. This flux phi1 dash is equal and opposite to the flux phi1 produced by this current I2. So the MMFs produced by the current I2 dash and MMF produced by the current I2 are equal. Phi1 dash is equals to phi2. Therefore, N2 I2 dash is equals to N2 I2. N2 dash is equals to K times I2. Hence, we can conclude that whatever there is the load, the flux in the core is constant and that is same as at no load. Now we will move on to phasor diagram for this resistive load. Let we know that this is V1, this is I mu, this is IW, and this is I naught. EMFs E1 and E2. As this is resistive load, a current I2 passes through this load which is in same phase of V2. V2 and current is also I2. I2 is opposite in phase with V1. So I2 dash. The resultant current produced is I1. This is the phasor diagram for a hypothetical transformer under resistive load. Before writing vector diagrams for this hypothetical transformer, let's quickly write KVL equations at input and output. At input, E1 is equals to supply voltage V1 minus resistance drop I0 plus I2 dash into R1. Therefore, let I0 plus I2 dash is equals to I1. Then E1 is equals to V1 minus I1 R1. Similarly, at output voltage V2 is equals to E2 minus resistance drop I2 RL. Let's move to phasor diagram. From our previous discussions, this is I mu magnetizing current, this is IW working current, its resultants gives I0 no load current. This is EMF induced at a primary. Similarly, this is EMF induced at the secondary. From this equation, E2 is equals to V2 plus I2 RL. As the load is resistive, voltage V2 and E2 and I2 are in same phase. Therefore, V2, I2 are in same phase. Here E2 is equals to V2 plus I2 R2. E2 is equals to V2 plus I2 R2. This is V2, this is I2 R2. As I2 phi1 and phi1 dash are in same opposite phase but are equal, here I2 dash and I2 are equal by a factor k and are in opposite phase. So I can write I2 dash as opposite to the I1. Here we have taken I1 as summation of I0 plus I2 dash. So we can write I1 as the resultant of I0 plus I1 dash. This is I1. From our first equation, E1 is equals to V1 plus I1 R1. Can write V1 is equals to E1 plus I1 R1. Therefore, V1 is equals to I1 plus I1 R1 plus E1. This is I1 direction. So write I1 R1. This is resultant voltage V1. Hence, this is our phasor diagram for a pure resistive load for this hypothetical transformer. Finally, we are at the end with the real transformer with losses and leakage flux. The flux produced by the current I0 plus I2 dash is not completely linked with the secondary winding and vice versa. An actual transformer with magnetic leakage can be equivalent to an ideal transformer with inductive coils at both primary and secondary. Let us draw phasor diagram for this actual transformer. Let's quickly write KVL equations at input and output. At input, V1 is equals to E1 plus I1 into R1 plus JX1. At output, E2 is equals to V2 plus I2 into R2 plus JX2. As we know that from our earlier discussions, this is magnetizing current I mu, this is working current IW, resultant gives no load current I0. This is magnetic EMF induced at primary, this is EMF induced at secondary. As there is inductive reactance at the secondary, the current in the resistant load is lagged by some angle with respect to E2. So let it be I2. We know that I2 and I2 dash are equal and opposite in direction. So this I2 dash if K is equals to 1. We know that I1 is equals to I0 plus I2 dash. So I1 is the resultant of this I2 dash and I0. We get I1. From our first equation, V1 is equals to E1 plus I1 into R1 plus JX1. V1 is equals to E1 plus I1 R1. In the direction of I1, take R1. This is I1 R1 plus JI1 X1. Let's take like this, perpendicular to I1, take X1. I1 X1. From here to here, we will get V1. This is V1. Similarly, as this is resistive load, V2 and I2 are in same phase. Let's take V2 here. From our second equation, E2 is equals to V2 plus I2 into R2 plus JX2. E2 is equals to V2 plus I2. In the direction of I2, take R2, is I2 R2, and perpendicular to this, we will get I2 X2 is equals to E2. This is phasor diagram for actual transformer with unity power factor. This is angle between V1 and I1 is phi1. This is due to phase difference at the input, and angle between V2 and I2 is 0. That is, phase difference at the output is 0. So power factor is equals to cos 0 is equals to 1. Unity power factor. Thank you.